Drop.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're rolling. Episode 108, sponsored by Jocko Fuel. Keeping us charged up, our one and only sponsor for now. American made in Maine. Jocko Fuel's got a bunch of good shit in it. 95 milligrams of caffeine, a bunch of other stuff. Feels good. I like to get them, drink them before I'm warmed, before I work out. Code SugarShow for 10% off. Jocko Fuel. And
I'm a new man.
Life's
I'm going to
changed
start
a
off
bit.
and say I'm a new forking man. I
Holy
quit cussing.
I quit cussing. Dude, I was thinking about it last night. I'm like, thank God when we sent that name, they're like, yep, it's booked December 12th. Ooh.
Yeah. I know. I went live on Twitch the other day because I can't stream in my house because the internet's not good enough. So I just go live on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all asking about fights. And I'm like, whew, that's the last thing I'm thinking about now. Because before the baby, it's like I had time to think about what I want to do, fight, this, that. Now the baby's here, it's like, there's not even time to think about it.
That's crazy.
Or you don't even want to think about it.
So thanks for Sean's partner, Danny, for coming on. And I wanted to, even before we even talk about the baby and stuff, talk about like how you guys even met.
Strip club. No. I remember we met at UFC gym. You were teaching. Danny and her sister were walking out. You like, come on, go ask for their Instagram. And I thought I was like, they're both hot. I just want, if I could score one, that'd be good. So I get their Instagrams, and the rest is history. No, the first 2 dates we went on, she did not want to go.
Yeah.
She felt guilted into going.
Right when he asked for your Instagram, what was the first thought that went through your mind, Danny?
He was like 15 years old.
15?
Yeah, I didn't look very old.
Yeah, he
Or act very old.
And you two were partners.
Yeah, she thought we were gay. What year was this?
2014?
No.
Yeah.
Was it really?
So 6 years ago.
Oh my god, that's insane.
That's crazy how fast the 6 years flies by.
I know.
And literally, they were about to walk out. I'm like, do it, dude, do it. And he almost pushed out, but then he fucking rolled up and he did it.
That
Asked for
one
their
decision
Insta.
made it like, that's crazy.
Changed fucking everything. So
How
then
old were you? 23? No,
Yeah,
22.
I had just turned 23, yeah.
Just turned 20. No,
Yeah.
because I was 19, or was I 20?
You were 20, you were about to turn 21.
Oh, okay.
So that was your kind of first real boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like real boyfriend that you were hanging out with, because I remember you and Liz talking about in school and stuff, you guys really wouldn't do anything. You'd go to school, do your homework, and go home. No really extracurricular
Danny
activities.
did beauty school.
I would go to school all day. I would have high school in the morning, and then I would go to beauty school at 9. So I was in school from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Holy cow. And that's all you knew.
And she didn't want a kid at the beginning of our relationship. I remember I said something about it. You're like, I don't really want kids. And I wanted a kid since I was like 12.
Yeah.
Like bad. And I'm like, all right.
Well, I had so many siblings, so I already
Yeah.
had to take care of them. So they were more of a chore
Yeah.
Right.
rather than something I wanted. Like, kids are like...
That makes sense.
So how long did you guys date before Sean moved in with your family and the brothers?
Like 2 months.
Yeah, we were in that bit.
So 2 months, because
Yeah,
forget
2,
what
3
happened.
months. We were at our apartment, and you went to go stay with Lauren and Joe because our lease was up.
Yeah.
You
And
went to-
cash was tight, I think.
Cash was tight. You went to go stay with Lauren and Joe, and then I went and stayed with Joe Riggs. I stayed there for a little bit, and then you moved out from Lauren and Joe's to where?
Fuck, I'm trying to remember.
Oh, Lawns, the new place.
Oh, yeah. Just me and Law and Mariah's dad.
And then I moved into Lauren and Joe's. So Danny would come see me at Joe Riggs' house. Then she would come see me at Lauren and Joe's. And then after Lauren and Joe's, I moved in with Danny and her 6 brothers and sister and her mom in a 4-bedroom house. Everyone speaking Spanish. And I had fucked up my foot, believe it or not, my ankle.
Yeah.
Bad. And we were in a couple months, and Danny was like rubbing my foot and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is nice. Like, she was taking care of me. Because it was just me and you. Like, I
Yeah.
fucking get injured. I go home, and I'm just, like, laying there hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was nice. She was, like, taking care of me, and then it was That's where that started.
So that's crazy. Because how many brothers did you have at the time? How many people were living in that 1 3-bedroom house?
It was
I think it was 4 bedrooms.
4
right?
bedrooms. My 5 brothers and my sister and me
And your mom.
and my mom.
That's cool. Your mom just let him stay though and welcomed him
Well,
in.
he was hurt, so
She just saw me as a little white boy, like.
well, he would show up to my house, and I would come home from work. I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And he'll be playing video games with my little brother.
I'd be playing with her little brother. We'd go outside, take Pete Pete to the park. I
That's
didn't know where else to go.
And then finally, you guys lived there for a little while, and then finally you guys moved into your own apartment.
Yeah. Well, we moved into this house for like a couple weeks, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
her
that's right.
mom had to go move into the house, and then we got our own apartment for. That was Oak Ridge, right? For
like
how
a
long?
year,
A year.
a little over, yeah, a year. We only signed a year lease.
And that's when I fought in the Contender Series, and then
And then
we got the house.
LFA.
Oh yeah, LFA, then the Contender Series.
We had apartments right across the fence from each
That was
other.
fun.
Mariah and I, and then you guys.
Literally hop the fence, go to practice together.
Yep.
Oh God! Remember after my LFA fight, that was like the first time I got really, really drunk, and you guys were trying to have me. I think you did have me hop over that wall.
Oh, I did.
You
I didn't
did.
want you walking on the busy street because you were blacked.
I wasn't black. I remember
Oh,
you guys
you
tried
were
to help me
black.
over that wall.
You were black.
My dad was there, and I walked into the apartment straight to the bathtub, and I remember waking up and puke
That was the night after LFA?
after. Yeah,
When you hit that
And
the
Hammy tried to
360 kick.
pee on me. Remember?
Oh, yeah. That's fucking crazy. Because at that time, because you lived in those apartments for 1 fight or 2 fights, I think. We went to
No,
Montana
3.
and fight. Okay, 3.
Because North Dakota,
Yep.
LFA, Contender Series.
And at that time, I remember like some of Danny's friends or whoever were thinking like, "Hey, this little scrub's just mooching off you in the apartment,"
She had
because
some-
Danny was helping a lot, you know.
Yeah, well, we split. We were always 50-50 with bills and stuff. But she would probably pay for more of the food if we went to Sprouts or something. She had consistent income, and I was just having a couple sponsors here and there. But yeah, I mean, I think, which is normal. Her mom and sister probably were like, "What
Yeah.
are you this?" Because in the Mexican culture, I'm supposed to be taking care of you, paying all the bills, and you're supposed to be cooking, cleaning, doing all
I'm
that.
supposed to be a stay-home mom, and then I'm supposed to have a rich husband.
She just trusted me though.
Yeah.
She trusted me, and I told her early on in our relationship, I'm like, I'm making it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get in the UFC. I'm gonna make money, and I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna pay back. Like early on, and she just always trusted me, never questioned it. Like okay,
She probably saw your work ethic too.
yeah, probably.
It's crazy because imagine if the month you moved into that apartment, boom, the baby comes then.
That would have been bad.
No.
That would have been bad,
Dude.
Yeah, this worked out perfect timing. Like, literally couldn't have been more perfect timing.
So you guys have been dating for like 6 years now.
Yeah.
And then was the baby, didn't expect the baby.
Accident. We were making sweet love. we had just gotten we were having a little bit of issues trying to figure out some stuff. She went to Sedona for a couple days. She wasn't letting me smash biscuits the couple weeks before that either because we were going through some stuff. And then she got back from Sedona, and we remember the night or the day. It was right before I came and hit mitts because we made sweet love. But I didn't bust in her. I don't understand. It had to
Yeah,
be
that's what you
pre-com.
said. You didn't bust. So that was
Had to have been like
damn.
a. But it was like to where we were right, and I stopped, so I didn't bust because it was just so cool.
What's happened?
But yeah, and then it happened, and
And then how many months later, like, how did you find out you're pregnant? Did you start feeling different or?
Well, I had the jiu-jitsu tournament, so my weight was different. So I thought, like, I was following a strict diet, and I was like, oh, my period's not coming. Maybe because my body's changing.
because let's look at the dates. That was when was the jiu-jitsu tournament?
February 15th,
February 15th, and then which day did we make sweet love?
the 3rd.
February 3rd.
Ooh.
So that was like,
Must have been some good love.
oh, it was. That was almost 2 weeks before, and she got pregnant on the 3rd, competed on the 15th, and then what day did you tell me? Oh yeah, she
That Friday
competed. She
after.
was like what, 10 days pregnant technically when you competed. So that baby's got some good genes. Cause I was in camp. I was supposed to fight something, and then whatever. But so then you told me,
That Friday.
cause I fought March 7th.
No, Saturday.
That's when I fought Jose.
So you just said, fuck it, I'm going to take a pregnancy test?
Well, I had one in a drawer. I bought it a long time ago, and I had to dig through it.
Uh-huh.
And then it was kind of like barely there. I was like, oh, I
Like
need
the
to.
line or what?
Yeah.
You
So I was like, I need to take it before I do anything stupid.
Uh-huh.
Because you're not supposed to do hot or
Hot, cold.
all that stuff.
Fucking hard jujitsu.
Yeah.
Damn. So
So-
then how did she surprise you?
I was trying to make a vlog for the Patreon. Like it was my last cheat night before I fought Jose, and I was trying to make a vlog. So I'm recording her for the vlog, saying, "Hey, we'll show him." And then she's like recording me on her phone. She's like, "No, I'll record it. You open it up, open the fridge," because she made me dessert.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna show the Patreon, and there was blueberries on top, and you could tell it said something, but it was like hard to read. So I was I have the video. We have the video. We can post it on Patreon, but it ended up saying "Dad OCT October," and it was fucking weird.
Did you get it right away?
No, I was high as shit. I'm like,
Daddy?
I couldn't.
I love
take it.
you.
Yeah, I'm like, cool.
I love my dad.
Well, her friend came over. Was
Oh,
it
yeah.
that day, or did they a couple days
It was
before?
Friday, yeah. The
Her
second.
friend came over, and they were in the bathroom, and like it crossed my mind. Oh, she's pregnant, and then, because her friend came out and gave me a hug and left, and it was like weird. It
Uh-huh.
was like different, and I thought she's pregnant. I'm like, I literally didn't come in her. There's no way she's pregnant. I didn't come in her. So I was like, okay, that's not on the table, but it was.
Damn. And the baby's 100% healthy. 9 months. I bet those last few weeks, because she literally came how many days after the
2
due,
weeks late.
due date?
2 weeks, 1 day.
2 weeks, 1 day late. So I remember you telling Mariah a week before the due date, like, I'm ready to get this thing out of me.
It just gets so uncomfortable.
Well, let's start all the way back at the beginning. Let's start when because we fought 3 times, first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester. She was pregnant the whole for the whole time, and the first fight was against Jose Quinones, and she was getting bad morning sickness, and she was still making my food. So fight week, she warms up my chicken and it's just gross at that point. There's not salt. They're just having, and she's still warming that up, puking every morning. And then you and JX were in the room across, remember? And then for a couple nights, you guys had to stay with us, and you guys were getting high, and she's
Well,
wanted to
JX
kill
is
you
always
guys.
trying to fucking be goofy, and I'm trying to be serious.
Danny wanted to, but just because she was getting morning sickness, and she wanted
Yeah.
to kill
I
you
was just
guys.
very-
I wish I would have known, because you're so quiet and nice.
Well, I
Like,
didn't want to make you guys uncomfortable and be like, I'm in a bad mood. I'm going to put everyone in a bad
you
mood.
should have said, hey, queer boys, zip it or get out.
Hey, queer boy. No, but after that fight, we went to Montana, like a couple days after, because my sister had state basketball, and that's right when COVID hit.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And we didn't tell my parents because we wanted to wait till 12 weeks until we knew the baby was okay, because we were only 8-9 weeks at that time or whatever. So we get to we fly to Montana, and she's getting motion sickness, morning sickness, getting all that.
Tired, sleepiness.
Tired, just not doing good. And we get to Billings or whatever, and they have a 2-hour drive, and they have to pick us up and then drive 2 hours to the hotel. And she's in the car, and they don't know, and she's just sick as fuck, like trying not to puke, just not feeling good. And my parents didn't know. But then we get to the hotel, and it was late as fuck, and we just had one room with 2 beds. And that morning she woke up, and I had to go have my mom go grab us ice or something, so she'd go puke. Well, she
Your mom's
hit it.
probably like, what the fuck's going on
No,
with
she
her?
didn't know.
Oh.
I'm so good at lying.
No, I had
No,
like
it's-
5 minutes to go puke.
Yeah, so she went puked, but that sucked. And then fast forward, second trimester, feeling a lot better. And then we fight Eddie. That one wasn't too bad. You were feeling pretty good.
The first trimester was the worst for sickness and stuff.
Yeah, I guess everything will make me sick, like meat, just the
Really?
smell, coffee. And then I had to quit coffee, like cold turkey, so I had really bad headaches and withdrawals from caffeine.
At least you didn't crave it though, because you didn't
No,
want it.
the smell just like made me puke. And I couldn't hold anything down besides water and fruit.
And you get really bad heartburn, I guess, is if the baby's growing hair, which she got pretty bad heartburn. But it was so weird seeing, because there wasn't one night we didn't sleep together. So like just seeing her belly get bigger, bigger, just so slow, and the baby's kicks get more powerful. And then the hiccups, you can like really feel them. It's fucking funny when she gets hiccups now, because you remember when she was in the baby.
So what trimester does the baby start moving around?
Second, I felt her move around 18 weeks.
But they're
That
very
was fucking
gentle.
weird.
Yeah, it was like more like a flutter.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started being more like, I don't know, it's hard to describe, like a butterfly in your stomach, like a fish. Just kind of moving around. But you can't really see it or feel it outside, besides I felt it. And then I had Sean feel it at 20 weeks.
I remember the first time I felt the kick, we were laying in bed, and it was like a kick, and I went, it was weird. It was weird.
Even fucking crazier that you guys didn't find out the sex of the baby until the day
And
of
we
the
never
birth.
will. And I highly, highly, highly recommend nobody ever find it out. It is so fucking awesome when they
I
pull
bet.
that baby up. And
I
it's
bet.
and we're watching this show too, and she's talking. It's like there's not a lot of genuine surprises in life, and not finding out the sex is fucking awesome. And I'm so glad my mom told us not to, because I didn't know if we were gonna or not. But my mom's like, just don't do it. And we're like, oh, okay. I'm so glad we didn't, because I swore it was a boy. For whatever reason, I just thought it was a boy.
Uh-huh.
I thought she was a boy. When the doctor, because she had to get a C-section.
Uh-huh.
Originally, we planned for a water birth, like this all-natural water birth. And during pregnancy, some things just don't fucking go as planned. But
Like at a holistic doctor?
Yeah, we did a birthing center. So all my prenatal care was very holistic and natural. And I didn't have any complications through pregnancy. Everything went normal. I did everything I needed to do, exercises.
literally, she was so good
Ate
about doing all
healthy.
that. Her meditations, her yoga, her everything.
Then our water broke, and then my labor never progressed. So they induced me, and then even then my labor never progressed. So then I only dilated to 6 centimeters?
Yeah. Well,
With
let's
help.
back up for a sec. The water broke when we were at dinner. Me, Danny, Tim, and Ryan. We were actually heading to JX's studio, right? We were gonna head there after, but Danny's water broke when we all sat down for dinner. Like literally, just all sat down outside, and Danny goes, or what'd you say?
I said, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We all knew right away. It was because
It
we'd
was
been waiting for it to
crazy.
break, and it broke, and then
Nothing happened.
yeah, nothing happened. So that was Friday night.
Saturday night.
Oh, it was
night.
Halloween. Saturday night. So I was thinking in my head, oh, we're having a baby Sunday. So Sunday comes around. We go to it was called Blossom. We go there. We do all these things to try to kind of get the labor going, to get the contractions going.
Like what kind of things?
Spinning baby. So they have you do like side release,
Certain stretches.
Different breathing and shit like that.
nipple stimulation, a lot of
A
nipples.
lot of nipple stimulation.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, they made me
It's
do it
literally
for a
just going
week
like this on your nipples
To try to get the baby to drop.
to get the
to
uterus
release
contract.
oxytocin into the body, because oxytocin triggers contractions.
Ah.
So I was doing it for a whole week for like 5-6 hours a day.
Literally, and sitting on her ball doing it. But thank God she did that, because now when she breastfeeds, like some women, their nipples hurt, and it's just like hers are so tough from that it made it
damn.
like worked perfect. But all day Sunday, we're thinking, okay, this baby can come, but she's not dilating at all. So the doctor has to go in there, stick her hand in her vagina, feel if she's contracting at all, and if she's dilated, and she wasn't dilated. So she was 0, and you obviously want to start 1, then progress up to 10. And so Sunday, she didn't get dilated at all. And then, was it Sunday night or Monday night? They told
No,
us.
Sunday night they had us go to the hospital to get induced. Kind of
Okay.
like a very it wasn't Pitocin, it was something else.
Yeah. Because she tried to do everything without anything. But it got to a point to where we have to use some kind of medicines to help.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess after the water breaks, if within 24 hours your labor doesn't start naturally, then there's a risk for infection for the baby and me. So then they had to induce me to get the baby out.
Mm-hmm.
So we went in there Sunday night. They sent us to the hospital, and then Monday morning they put that stuff inside me. What was that? Like a tab?
The balloon?
Not the balloon. The first thing they did in the morning. No, that night. Saturday night.
The IV?
It wasn't an IV. It was like a tab that they put inside me. It looked kind of like a tampon.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what that was called.
When they
remember.
induce you, is it just like a liquid they put in you?
Well, the first one, it was a tab. It's a vaginal tab to help ripen the cervix, to help it open it up. And then they checked me in the morning, and nothing. It was still closed, completely closed. So then the midwife decides to put me on a very low dose of Pitocin, which is the synthetic form of oxytocin. So that's supposed to trigger contractions. And
To make her dilate more.
so I was feeling contractions, but I wasn't dilating at all. So then they decide to put a balloon inside my cervix, so in between
Oof, this is weird.
the baby's head and then the cervix to open it up. So they put it inside me, and then they fill it up with saline water to like about the size of a lemon, like about this big, to
Did it
help
hurt?
it. Yeah, like that was the most uncomfortable thing I ever experienced. It was really painful, and I was having contractions, so my back was hurting, and I couldn't be on my back very long, and that was pretty painful.
Yeah.
So I had to watch all of that.
Dude, it was.
And you were watching, just chilling.
I was just doing anything I could to make her feel better, whether it was rubbing her back, hypervol, grabbing her something. And then every time she had to go to the bathroom, which she had to go all the time, I had to unplug some things from the wall, unplug a bunch of things, help her walk to the bathroom, grab the stand with the IVs, help her sit down. Like, literally was in my head going before thinking about it, like, oh, it won't be too bad, but it's a lot of
Yeah.
work.
So
Well,
you
yeah.
guys were in there for how many hours
72, no, probably about
We
60
went
something.
in.
before the pregnancy happened?
Oh, before the pregnancy happened? No, we went in Sunday night.
We went Sunday night at 6:30.
6:30. Then she was born Tuesday at 1:30.
And you guys lost track of time?
Oh god.
Yeah.
You wouldn't sleep more than, because literally every 45 minutes to an hour, a doctor, a nurse, someone would walk in and just, I gotta do this, I gotta put an IV in, I gotta check your blood pressure, I gotta check your temperature, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And so it'd wake you up. And the hospital was the most uncomfortable beds. And just, but we were doing good at I was constantly reminded, like, this could be way worse. We could be in Africa where there's somewhere else, and we could be in a lot worse position right now.
Be a single mom.
Oh my God, I cannot imagine being there by myself with no support.
Fuck.
And it's pretty rough emotionally being there and having contractions and having the support that Sean gave me, like giving me water because
Yeah.
it's hard to get out of bed, and my back hurts. So then he's putting counter pressure. I cannot imagine a single mom doing that by herself.
God, so there's gotta been a point where it's like you were so tired to where you're just like, I can't even do anything and just take it, or was it just?
She did really, really, really fucking good at nasal breathing through contractions, getting into what they call a birthing zone, which is similar, because I look at, obviously what I'm good at is fighting and preparing for fights, so I kind of compare it to what I know, and that's fighting. And it was super similar to like leading up to a fight. You're gonna have certain emotions that you just got to breathe through and get into a birthing zone, is what they call it. And she was in that zone, so when her contractions came, she knew she would breathe through them, and she wouldn't see them as pain. She would see them as purpose. There's a purpose for that pain. It's contracting the uterus. It's helping dilate. It's helping make the baby come out. So much of it is mental, like a fight, and she did so fucking good just understanding that, which helped her breathe through the contractions. And it was pretty cool to watch, but it was fucking sad, like, because she'd be in so much pain that she'd have tears coming out, but she would be just being tough. And I'm just like, it hurt.
I bet that's intense, because like we know how tough Danny is. We've been training Danny at the UFC gym, in jiu-jitsu, watching her go
Those
through these
treadmill runs.
tournaments, treadmill runs, tough as fuck. So it's crazy to think, even like thinking about some girls having pregnancy. It's like, how do they do that when they're not near as tough
They
as
do
Danny?
epidurals.
Oh.
They completely numb their legs and their contractions,
Oh, okay.
but they still have to get a giant needle in their back. But then they don't feel any of that.
Then it just numbs it up. So it was Tuesday night, about what time that they said, hey,
Tuesday
we need
one-
to get this
oh.
baby out?
I was Monday night around
Midnight, probably
11:30, almost midnight.
Her name's Nichelle, and she was our birthing
Midwife.
or midwife. Super nice lady. We're super thankful for her. She was awesome. But she came. She's like, I slept. I woke up. I had this feeling that we just need to get this baby out, because the baby's heart rate was getting higher. Danny's heart rate was getting a little bit higher, and that's a sign for a lot of infections and a lot of
stress for the baby because she's been there for so long.
Oh.
and her water her water had been broken for 48 hours, so that's not good either. But the lady came at like 11:30. She's like, I just woke up from bed and I just had this feeling we need to get this baby out. So she did the C-section. That was fucking crazy, huh?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So she wasn't. So what was her like title? She was
She's a midwife, but she's also an OBGYN. So
Oh,
she does
cool.
everything. So even I didn't give birth at the birthing center, but she still was my main doctor.
Oh.
So I wasn't handed to some random person. So she was always in contact with the nurses and
she's more holistic. Like right when the baby's out, we're on the nipple. The baby's on the nipple, getting skin to skin. That's precious, precious time. That right away the baby needs to be on the nipple, breastfeeding, learning how to latch, and getting that skin to skin. And in a hospital setting,
you
which
don't
we
get
were
that.
in, but you don't get that. But she did that because she was running the show.
Oh.
But in other doctors, they wrap it up. They take the baby, wrap it up, weigh it, do all this stuff with it, and it's not getting that skin to skin and breastfeeding right away, which is so important. But the fucking C-section was crazy because we went in. It was a room like this, just a small hospital room. Danny's going through contractions, not dilating. She was a 6 for like 4 hours or something, which is you're supposed to dilate faster than that. And she came in and she's like, I think we should do the C-section. And Danny, in that state of mind, was really planning on having a natural birth. And she was pretty upset. She didn't want to do the C-section. She ended up saying, okay, yeah, let's do it. They highly recommended it. And obviously we went there, 20 years of experience. She's a black belt.
Yeah.
And we're white belts. We're going to listen to her.
And you guys already trust that lady and stuff. Like,
Yeah, we always felt protected by her. Where in the hospital setting, they just kind of do whatever they want to do. I mean,
Just
you
a
can decline
number.
certain things if you don't know. But we took the birthing classes, so we knew kind of like what was the
We prepared
Yeah.
for the baby. And I also highly recommend taking birthing classes and learning about that shit because
they
it's scary.
give you education about all the drugs that they might give you, the stuff that you can decline, even though it's routine, you can decline it because it's not up to them, it's up to you. But we listened to Nichelle, and Nichelle recommended quite a few things just because it was a different situation with us, and we understood that, and she explained it very well.
Very informative.
Yeah.
But anyway, we go from this little room that's dark.
haven't slept for.
We're off and on sleeping throughout the days. You don't really know when day, night. I mean, you have a window so you can tell, but it's weird. But she's like, I think we should get the C-section. So right when we agreed to it, boom. What, 10 minutes later we're in there? Not even.
Yeah, they stopped the Pitocin. They put me in a wheelchair, and then they wheeled me into the OR, and it was just a bright room.
Yeah, it
Like
was
this.
weird.
And you gotta go into.
I got to go in there, thankfully, because she told she like was the boss. She's like, no, he's coming in, and they're like, oh, okay. But I put on my scrubs, my shoe things that you put over this outfit, your hairnet, and we roll in. Well, she had to go in first because I had to get all that stuff on, and it's just bright lights, probably 10 doctors, and it's
Nurses everywhere.
nurses everywhere. These guys are talking. Everyone's having their different conversations.
Maroon 5 is
Maroon
playing.
5 still on in a light background, which was nice.
While you guys were in there.
It was nice.
Yeah, everybody's jamming in there.
Everyone's jamming. It was weird how everyone's so calm, but it's crazy. So they have to give her a little needle in her spine because they're gonna cut her open. So they gave her, what was it called?
Spinal anesthesia.
Spinal anesthesia.
So it numbs me down from waist down, and it just feels like a warm feeling, and then like ants.
Danny was
and then nothing.
shaking like.
So it was cold from my chest
scary
up,
shaking.
and then my bottom was completely warm.
And I'm sitting there. She's laying there like this on her thing, going like this, like, look, like just. And I'm like, it's okay. You're good.
She's good. This is normal.
This is fine. Tuesday. No,
It's Tuesday.
I was just telling her to breathe, follow your breath. Literally, that's the only like.
Were you shaking like that just because, like, just kind
It's
of shock
so
almost?
cold.
Oh,
The
you're
OR is
freezing.
really
Well,
cold,
I
and I'm
think when you're-
completely naked, and then
I
it's like a shock of, oh, I'm having a C-section, and I just found out that like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think it's a little mixture between everything, but it's scary when you're scared like that. It's like you
Oh.
kind of.
And then I'm trying to breathe through it, and my jaw is completely clenched. Like I can't even like let go of it. I'm trying to breathe, and then they're like, "You have to stay still because we have to put the anesthesia on your back."
And
So-
that mask, how to wear the mask.
yeah, they have me put a mask. I'm like, I can't breathe.
And Danny had to pull it down, like mask out. It was fucking
I'm like, I
that pissed
can't
me
breathe. I
off.
couldn't breathe with that
Did they
mask.
end up letting you?
No, they gave me a different one where
Oh,
I could
yeah,
breathe a
different
little
mask, but
better.
still.
But then I just pulled my nose out because I couldn't breathe. And yeah,
Fucking cut her open and
they
they're
made,
Where
just-
were you standing when
I
they
was
cut her?
so they put she's laying down and they put this shield, this like blue thing right here, so we can't see, and I'm just sitting right next to her right here. So I peek over every once in a while, and it's so weird just seeing her insides 'cause it's a big cut.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to tell her it's okay,
yeah,
just
I
breathe.
could see it. There was a mirror on top, in the ceiling, and I can see.
I'm surprised they put that mirror up there.
It's I don't know if it's,
And they're just having conversation. They just talking back and forth. It was weird.
And then when the baby came out, was it crying or?
Oh yeah, she
making
started
any noise?
crying.
yeah, she started crying a little bit, and
I
then
bet that was weird hearing
and then
that.
they put her over so I can see her over the blue curtain.
It was. I
And-
have like a vivid memory of them lifting her up, and they said, "What is she? Or what is it, Daddy?" And I, in my head, it was a boy for sure.
It's a
and I
boy
s-
because of the umbilical
It's a
cord.
boy. It has a wiener.
His wiener's
No,
in a
I
weird
was like-
spot.
It was weird. Just like I don't even know how to. You can't really explain it, but it was fucking so cool. I'm so glad we got the C-section, and it was just like it was over.
Yeah, it lasted an hour, and then we had a baby.
And then we had our sweet baby girl. They put her on Danny's boob right away, and she kicked Elena. Her name's Elena. She kicked Danny right in the face right away. It was funny as
I went
shit.
to look at her. She's like, nope.
Boom, just smack her with her foot.
Holy smokes! So then they stitch you up, stitch you up, glue you up, put you in another room for how long?
2 hours.
2 hours in postpartum, till they got a room ready.
And we're just snuggling with her. But dude, they have to do IVs. They have to do, because she was risk for infection, so they have to make sure to give her antibiotics, and they put it. So they had to do it. She was poked. She had to get her blood drawn, so she had to get poked. She had to get IV, which is obviously a needle in you. And she just, it was so hard to watch that, dude.
The little
Like she's
baby.
just screaming.
So when did they? Can you guys look up when they even when the first C-section was?
That's a good question. Right
When did
there.
they even start those C-sections?
I don't know.
1935.
Thank goodness they exist, because otherwise she would have been stuck there. She wasn't engaging at all. She never she never went behind my pelvic bone. That's when you need to push her out. She stayed. She just sat on my pelvic bone, but she never went behind it. So
1830.
Imagine being the first one. All right.
Well, imagine how many millions of women and their baby died because of those C-sections. Because Paul Check's,
Well, think about Sacagawea.
yeah, Paul Check's wife Angie, she had to get both, I think, C-sections, right, Mariah? So it's weird. It's a crazy thing. But just like you said, in Africa right now, there's girls still dying.
Yeah. Oh, come here, princess. Dude, it's so cool.
Kurt wants to meet the baby.
Oh, it's so cool having a princess. She's such a good girl, too.
So then total, you guys are at the hospital for about how long?
Sunday through Thursday.
Sunday at 6:30, and we left Thursday at like noon. Dude, kissing her is the best thing ever. Oh yeah. She thinks the only reason she kind of kisses me back is because she thinks it's Danny's nipple.
Holy smokes. So every about 3-4 hours, you guys wake up and then have to feed? How's the routine
Depends.
been?
If she's cluster feeding, she wakes up every hour and a half, and then feeds for about 30 to 45 minutes on each side. So I'm constantly feeding her now.
Dude, breastfeeding is the most trippiest thing ever. Like
Move that mic a little
it
closer.
produces her nipple. Baby's saliva tells Danny's nipple and body what to produce for her specifically. So if, like, I was formula fed, so that makes a lot of sense. Well, I'm not smart.
Well, you're autistic.
But it's crazy how much different formula fed is compared to breastfeeding. It's
On your stomach and everything, huh?
Well, you're literally just. It's formula's not meant. I mean, it is meant for babies, but not this individuals.
So all babies don't latch onto their mom right away. Why is that?
She did good.
Well, it's kind of tricky. If you don't put the baby right away on the nipple when they're born, it's kind of harder for them to latch on later.
Oh.
It's like that first, like right when they come out, that's the most important time for them to start breastfeeding.
And they know exactly what to do right away.
Well, they smell,
nuts.
my nipple smells like amniotic fluid. So that's what they follow, and that's how they latch on.
And that's what they lived in. Is the amniotic.
So why do some moms decide not to do breastfeeding
Because it's uncomfortable and it can be painful.
if you don't have your nips ready to go?
Yeah.
And if you're not informed, if you don't understand how important it is for you, if you don't understand how beneficial it is for them, then it makes sense to formula feed
Well,
because it's easier.
I would have no idea how to breastfeed if we hadn't taken the lactation class we went to.
Yeah, we took it.
And it was an hour of a lady explaining us how to place the baby, how to get the baby to latch, how the nipple has to go in the mouth in order for them to get the most out of it. Because if they're not latched on right, then it hurts. So then they just suck it on the nipple. So the whole areola has to go in their mouth.
It's fun.
That's crazy.
It's
dude.
funny.
So what's your plan for her? No, you should have all these plans for her growing
Yeah,
up.
she's gonna be a college basketball player.
It's crazy. It's like how you love that baby so fucking much. It's
Scary.
like you can see why people are like, I just want to give her the best life. But how is giving someone an easy life giving them the best life?
Yeah,
Because I was
tough.
thinking about it. I was
It's
like, some
tricky.
of my best qualities came from, like, I guess my dad not doing the best thing for me.
Yeah.
And some of my good qualities came from that. That's going to be such a trip. It's like raising your baby, forming her mindset, to have a
Well-
positive mindset.
Yeah, and I try to remind myself always too, like, we don't own her. She has her own soul, her own human being. Like, she's gonna make her own decisions, and we just have to accept whatever decisions she does make, and just try to give her the best knowledge that we can, but try not to feel like we own her.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tricky, because my mom still looks at me like I'm 5
Mm-hmm.
and treats me like that, which has been nice having my mom live at our house. She
Yeah.
has her own room. She cleans. She doesn't cook, but she cleans a lot, and she helps a lot. But she still sees me just as that little boy. But I see why.
It's going to be like how much of a effect it has on the kid, and they don't even know just how much love you'll like give Danny in front of her growing up.
Well, dude,
How much that has an effect on the kid.
some babies don't even get this love, like from their mom and dad and other people. It's crazy.
I stopped at the bank the other day, and I saw just like this scrubby ass. They look like they're on drugs, rocking a baby that size outside their like van. I'm like, fucking AIDS. That baby just got dealed a shitty hand.
Yeah.
And now has to be raised by those people.
Oh, what? Yeah, and it's sad, but
No, they sense everything. It's like when I was preparing for birth, it said that the very first breath they take, it's they sync in with the mother. So when they put her on me, I was trying to stay calm and not be shaken and not be stressed out about it. And then she just kind of acquired that very calm breath after that.
Oh yeah, because she's been a pretty calm baby, hasn't she?
oh yeah, she's got a lot of Danny's traits. I think she has a good mix between both of us. It's nice because we both are good at certain things and like doing certain things with her.
Yeah.
And it's such teamwork. Like it's
I'm
way
sure.
more than you can even imagine, huh?
It's like you think you're gonna be so prepared, and then she comes and it's like, oh,
What do we do?
Yeah.
Because how many kids does your mom have?
7.
That's crazy. Can you imagine I'm 7?
We're definitely gonna have more though. 100%.
And
Really?
one more.
Oh yeah. I think once you guys get pregnant, it depends if you guys wait another. No, I think we're doing like 45. Like
6 years.
technology now. Like Paul Check
Yeah.
had one when he was like 90.
Yeah.
No, we're probably gonna
That's
have one.
Mariah's
next
issue. You
couple
talked to her
years.
about that.
If you guys,
pregnant at the same time this time.
well, if you guys do it in the next couple of years, because I think we're gonna want a little boy.
You're gonna get a little girl.
I
Or no,
wouldn't
you're
care.
gonna get Quince, all the
Oh.
5 at once.
Oh my God, no.
That would be,
That's
dude.
nuts.
Twins breastfeeding. I don't know how you could do that. I don't.
I don't think you can.
You can, but I don't know how.
Like you literally have to breastfeed one after the other.
Because
one.
her boobs are producing the amount that she needs. They're like syncing up. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you have to like because they get hard, and they're huge now, which is sweet. But they get hard, and you have to massage them because the milk gets hard in there, right?
Yeah.
So she eats every 3 hours.
Ish. Right now, she's eating whenever she wants. Like,
Yeah, I'm feeding on the match. So pretty much whenever she wants to eat, I feed her. And that's going to set up the milk supply for the next 6 weeks so we can't give her bottles or pacifiers or anything because then it creates nipple confusion. So then it's harder for her to latch on again.
Oh.
But I have to slowly start introducing her to a bottle for when I go back to work.
we're so lucky right now, though, that like you don't have to like think about I'm gonna go back to work and stress out. And
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Like
what I'm
how
saying.
much that
The
affects the
timing
baby.
of the baby was so fucking perfect. Because if it
Literally.
was 4 years ago,
Oh,
it'd
no.
be everything would be so
A
different.
year ago, just being at that other house, being at this house is so much less stress.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Like-
Danny's old job.
I know.
Or Danny's old job, for real.
Yeah, because they would just give me 12 weeks. And then I will have to go back to work to 6 days a week.
Yeah, fuck that.
That
When
worked
she
out
poops,
good.
it's so funny. Just goes cross-eyed and you just feel it too. She goes,
I remember when I had
Shoots it out.
surgery, my bicep surgery, and I was holding Trevor's baby. I was like, "Oh, what a cute baby!" And it started like shitting, and I jumped. I was like, "Ah, it's shitting!" I thought I ripped the fucking surgery thing out.
So loud and it made him jump. It was so
Fucking bucking around. Damn. So Felder took that fight on 5 days' notice against Dos Anjos. Literally 5 days notice. And I said, man, that's such a cool thing. Felder's so badass. 5 days notice. I'm like, wait till he gets to the third and fourth round with fucking Dos Anjos. And then I wonder if he'll be so pumped about that.
dude.
I don't know
You
why
remember
either.
what tripped me out was when Mike Perry fought Paul Felder?
Yeah.
He just looked so good and beat him.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
we thought Felder was going to tune him up.
yeah, his skill level. I was like, but that's what's crazy about fighting.
Yeah, 5 days notice. And it's not like it's a 3-rounder. It's a 5-rounder
I
with
didn't
Dos
even know that.
Anjos, who's the fucking just killer.
That's crazy.
Is it at
There's no way
welterweight
it's
or
at
55?
What?
He said, I'm well under 180. Felder said, I'm in the 70s. I'll give you that. I'm in the 70s.
79.
With some time and water loading, dehydration, I'll be fine.
Dude, I wonder he's gonna be a huge underdog frog.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I didn't even watch the fights last weekend. Did you?
I didn't either. I forgot what we were doing last weekend. But, dude, having a diet for this Pan Am tournament, I'm like, oh, it fucking pisses me off. But I'm like, it's so good to have that discipline and be able to do it and know I have that discipline. So
Yeah.
if I make this goal, I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm not a bitch where I'm not going to do it. But the dieting for jiu-jitsu and dieting for fighting is just so much different. Because my tournament's at 188. So I have to be walking around at 186. I'm about 190 right now. For a fight, you have 24 or 36 hours to refuel. So you make weight and you get to eat, rehydrate. For jiu-jitsu, you weigh in and got to go walk and compete within 5 minutes. So it's quite a bit different. But training for that's been going good. Like I did 65 minutes of live rolling on Monday. Six tens, picking the hardest rounds each round.
At Tanks.
Yeah, I haven't been in this kind of grappling shape for a while.
That's sweet.
So it's
But
been
yeah,
feeling
but
good.
dieting like that, it's like the only time you're gonna do that is if it's for something,
Yeah.
and you have to stick to it. And it is so good for your mind because after you're gonna be so much more thankful for being able to come over and snack and just
Oh,
do
for sure.
little things like that.
For sure.
He was mad about those enchiladas last night.
Oh,
I was just because Mariah
you're
made
making
Danny
up for
and
that.
Danny and Sean enchiladas, and they're just sitting there, and I'm like,
These aren't going in my mouth.
That's
I'm
karma
selfish.
for when you're dieting.
Yeah, finally. I should come over and get high and
Exactly.
snack just cause. I haven't been able to do that in a long time.
Oh, is this the bracket right here? Yeah, look at this bracket, dude. Murillo Santana, he's like this legend who's won it multiple times. That guy from Daisy Fresh, that Andrew kid. Wagner Hosha, who fucking like smoked Ben, beat Taquino. Like this legend, multiple time world champ.
Jesus Christ.
Gabriel Almeida, Michael Perez. It's like there's not one easy match. But like I said, this is my IBJJF debut, and it's at black belt adult division. But
That's
just
crazy.
getting prepared for it and having Taquino help me and push me for it has
That's sweet,
been
dude.
good.
What a cool,
it'll be
like, it's
fun.
gonna be such a cool experience.
And I think the hardest thing about jiu-jitsu is just like Taquino was talking about. You have to focus for 10 minutes.
Mental.
You have to focus when to attack, when not to attack. If you're down, when they're pushing, when you're pushing, you have to just stay so focused on that match for 10 minutes. It's really hard.
Well, I was telling Michelle too, because my sister's been staying with us and we've been playing basketball a lot outside. and I was talking to her about mental fatigue. I'm like, it's a totally different thing than physical fatigue. Like, your legs get tired, you start playing worse. Like, your mind has to be sharp for the entire game, for the entire match, which is something you can train with meditation, with training when you go into the gym. But you have a 10-minute round, and you're in that 10-minute round, you're training that mental fatigue also, which people don't even think about. I never thought about it until recently.
For sure, dude.
But it's such a thing. But doing those 10-minute rounds, we've been doing those for years now.
Yeah.
And that's gotta benefit like so much.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, mental fatigue for real is a real thing that people don't even realize or think about. I remember the guy who wrote the book Champion's Mind. He's the author of it, and I met up with him like once to eat, and he was talking about how, like, if you put a car in a garage running, it's going to run out of gas. So even if you're obsessed with something, obsessed with training, obsessed with all this, you got to find time in the day to shut it off and don't think about it at all, or you'll just fucking get burnt too quick.
Well, dude, I didn't train for like a week, probably 5-6 days, and I went hit mitts with Fabiano yesterday, and I just felt so sharp. I did feel more fatigued physically though, just because I hadn't been doing much. But I felt sharp. Like, I hadn't missed a beat. I felt like I was, and it was from not really doing much, not really thinking about training too much. So there's a fine line between overthinking, underthinking, and just like thinking about it enough.
Yeah, for sure.
You can definitely overthink shit, not in that way, but over.
But dude, if you're a smart person, you can overanalyze it.
Yeah.
Analyze everything, especially in fighting's the worst about it. So if you're a smart person, you could just think about that fight so much and let it drive you fucking crazy. What did you guys do with Fabiano?
Oh, it was sweet. God, because I went Tuesday and Thursday 2 weeks ago, and then she was born Tuesday, so I didn't go Tuesday or Thursday. And then Monday I went to Brandon's, and I was like, because if I hit Fabiano up, that means I'm going. And I hadn't trained, so I went to Brandon's Monday. We didn't do anything too hard, but my legs were pretty sore. But I hit him up anyway. I'm like, let's just schedule it. So I went in Tuesday morning, and we did similar stuff that we did that Tuesday you watched. I put a couple videos. Great work this morning with Fabiano. It isn't easy being undefeated champ, but it's worth it. And that's the trophy.
It is.
But I posted a couple vids of us hitting mitts and doing some stuff on Patreon. But dude, I love cracking those pads, like those leg kicks he's having me throw and stuff. It's pretty fun.
Well, now too, compared to like 3 years ago when you didn't really have any like fucking density on you. Now hitting mitts with Fabiano and being pretty powerful, and he's like all about just smashing things. Ooh. I bet you do have fun doing that. That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, and Danny and Elena came and watched.
So probably another good 3-4 months until you're back kind of really moving. How long do you think?
No.
They said 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks.
She's doing good already.
I can't do anything hard, but I can start working out and doing normal things.
Hopefully I can smash biscuits here before too long.
5 weeks.
That's gonna be crazy. And then you guys get pregnant that first time again.
No.
No.
I might have to wear a condom.
Oh yeah, you will.
A little shondom. Cause I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Unless you want a little
because
brother or sister.
For the C-section, they cut through a lot of the stomach muscles, right?
Yeah, they cut all the way into the uterus.
Is it below the belly button?
Yeah, it's like right underneath my bikini line.
So that's what they're waiting to heal, is those muscles just healing back up together.
Well, they stitched me up inside and then they just glued me.
So the uterus is still big, right? It has to.
No, it's back. Yeah,
it's
almost back to normal. It gets recovery is faster if you're breastfeeding, because when she breastfeeds, my uterus contracts and I can feel it, and it just kind of like goes back faster. So my stomach, it's still a little squishy, but it's like pretty much back to normal.
That's nice too, because you already look pretty healthy. Because going into the pregnancy, you were pretty healthy and eating good and a lot of fuel. Like seeing some women who are pregnant, how shitty they eat, and how
hard.
They don't exercise.
Well, they tell you you're eating for two, and it's like you're eating for yourself and a baby, not two adults. And girls take it like, oh, I'm eating for two. I can eat whatever I want. And it's hard. Like, I had cravings.
Yeah.
And sometimes I couldn't stop them.
That first trimester, you couldn't.
But then you feel pretty shitty once you eat pretty shitty. So then I went back to my normal diet. And I still had them, but I didn't overly do it. I will have like
It was nice that we were in fight camp a lot of that. Like a lot of
I
the
remember
9 months
that.
we were in fight camp. The first trimester when I fought Jose, she had some Chipotle that I couldn't have,
Sending
some
that
pizza.
pizza over.
I'm
I
like,
was
she
like-
had pizza like 3 days in a row. But
I
it was
try to
That's
hide
awesome.
it, but
It
then
was
you
like a
came in when they
was-
when Postmates to ring the door.
I know, she got like Pizza Hut or some shit. But she did good. It was literally those. It was like a week of that.
It was
and
like
then
a week where
too
just cravings hit me, and I just couldn't stop them. Like, oh, I'm just gonna eat it now
good. Get it over with.
and get it over with, and then I went back to normal.
Hi,
Let's
pussies.
fucking- here, put
Is
your
it
hand-
hot in
Put your
here?
hand down. Let
No.
me take a picture of her real quick. Oh, right there. That's good. That's good.
I just was worried about her. She's tiny. Her
That's a
ear.
good
I
one.
love kissing her.
So Biden's president. Lots changed.
Oh yeah, yeah. I should have voted.
I know.
I should have
know.
voted. God damn it, Kanye. Didn't he get like 50,000 votes or something?
I think like a,
60, yeah.
Like 1%.
yeah.
That's sick though.
I fucking went in to get my hair cut, and it was this Iraqi guy, and he's like, "Hey, man," and he was like kind of this weird guy. I was like, "Hey," and he's like, "What do you want?" And I was just like, "Just a 3 on the sides." He's like, "No, you don't want a 3 on the sides, man." I'm like, "Okay, whatever. Just sit down. Just buzz me up." And he like spun me around, and my hair's just like slicked and gelled, and he's like, "There you go." I'm like, "Man, I don't want to look that fancy." He's like, "Why don't you want to look fancy, man?" He's like, "I know." He's like, "I'm gonna make you look fancy."
You should have.
And then he's like, "I know why you Americans don't want to be fancy is because you don't want to impress the girls. Because Muslims, they don't get to I think this is what he was telling me. They don't get to interact with girls until marriage."
That's how it should be.
And I said, "Brother, I was smashing biscuits at 14. I don't need to be fancy."
You tell him
I
that?
did. He just laughed. Yeah, he's like, so they don't get to like talk or hang out with girls until they're married.
Is that what Habib is?
I think so. So they try to get slicked up and be fancy.
Oh, I didn't even see this or anything until a couple
Me
days
neither. I
later.
never even seen it at all.
Glover, what a beast, dude.
41, right?
Me and him have similar jits.
Because he got rocked, didn't he? And then he started passing the guard and chokes him.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he rear naked choked, right?
I could just call it an RNC. Oh, he's on bod?
Hops on top,
He comes on mod.
Let's get the swoop.
back control escape, big drill,
Hey.
single leg.
Get the underhook bump up. Yeah, Glover is an animal, dude.
We gotta start having some 2-on-2 tournaments at my house. Michelle and I have been balling, dude, and it's fun.
Me and Jay versus you and Shay. Shit.
Me and Shay versus you and Jay, bitch.
Shay's called a basketball player.
Yeah, I was playing with her the other day. I'm like, should I beat her? Should I let her win? I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna beat her ass.
She did. She
No,
So is she going to school now or what?
she's gonna go to. They're starting basketball like soon, for Mesa Community College or something. But the other day, she's like, I would rather dance. I want to learn how to dance. I'm like, that's like, because she's driving far to go play
Yeah.
basketball, and she's gonna go to school.
Dude, and there's a pimp dance studio by Drift.
There's one right on the way to our house. We drove
there?
past the other day. She looked at it. I'm like, God, I need to talk to her about it though. I'm like, if you don't want to play basketball that bad,
Yeah.
I
That-
wouldn't.
That White Noise place has hip hop. That one by your house
Yeah.
have hip hop too.
Oh, I don't know. We
Hip-hop
just
dance
drove
I don't
past
know.
it. Need to hit up Huntington,
Yeah.
but yeah,
She
life's
pumped to
good.
start college then, your sister?
I don't think she is.
Dude,
Doesn't seem like it.
She doesn't seem excited.
she
at
seems
all.
like she's enjoying just what she's doing now, just chilling, waking up, chilling. But
You been gaming?
yeah, I've been gaming a little bit. I can't fucking stream, dude. And it's driving me crazy. I'm gonna call CenturyLink, and I guess you can talk about getting fiber optics or whatever, a line to your house. But they were telling me it's gonna take thousands of dollars. But I'm gonna see exactly how much, because it'll be worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've been gaming still.
Well, Tess, because we're moving out of our house, so Tess was fixing something in the garage, fell through the roof,
Oh,
and then the guys came over to fix the roof, and then they cut my internet cord. So I haven't been able to fucking game either, and I even had a little snap at Mariah the other day.
with Warzone withdrawal.
Yeah,
Those
it
are the
was.
worst. I knocked
was.
Danny out once.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
baby
I had to do everything in me.
Oh, what? Yes,
She's
I
awake.
know. Are you awake? Even her.
So how'd you guys pick the name Elena?
My mommy.
Your
Sean's mom.
Elenita, mi amor.
Elena is she was looking up names and she said, "How about Elena? It's Irish, means harmony."
oh sweet.
And then Louise for Sean's grandma.
Yeah, my grandma was like crying. We called her and said, "We're name her Elena Louise."
Ooh, I bet you
And
love
she didn't
that.
know that. She said, "Oh,
The grandma and Helena.
yeah."
Oh sweet.
She just on the phone. She would stutter. I just could not say words. It was just she's had like 20 grandkids. This is their first one.
So when you take a puff, I bet you do you look at that baby
Oh,
like
God.
holy shit? Cause a little puff
look
in you.
Yeah, I was melted last night with her.
Oh God, I was melted with her last night. It's hard to put her down.
She wants boob.
It's hard to put her down when you have her though.
Oh, I bet.
I talked to her in Spanish probably twice as much as Danny. Huh.
Mhm.
When do you get to take puffs again, Danny?
I don't know.
Couple weeks, or no? When you're done breastfeeding, probably.
Yeah, well, she's gonna breastfeed until she wants. So
Dude,
Yeah.
she can breastfeed for 3 years.
Hell yeah. That's sweet.
It's so she just the other day Danny was cooking I think, and Michelle was holding her and she was just whining like screaming.
Last night?
Yeah, and I was in the shower, and I came out and I just held her and she just stopped. She just wanted daddy. It was so cool. Now she wants her mom.
What do we have for time, boys?
55.
That's perfect. Thank you, Danny, for coming on,
Yes, thank you,
producing this
Amor.
beautiful
Thank you.
baby.
Yes.
Episode 108. That's a wrap. Sponsored by Jocko Fuel.
let me feed her before we go in the
Code
car.
Sugar Show for 10% off. Peace.